Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity. And if you viewed yesterday's video, you will have seen it was a little bit of a hash, a pig's ear, and quite a few mistakes. So I'm going to redo that step card today, and I'm going to do it correctly, and I'm going to try and improve on that bit that sticks out. It is meant to stick out. It's part of the design. It enables you to have bigger steps to decorate. Now, one of the things I was asked about was I didn't do the round flip one. Well, the reason I didn't do it is because it's so easy. The base die will cut out that whole shape, and then you just pop the layers on top. There's just two simple folds there, and you can decide whether your card swings that way, or whether you want to go the other way with it. I've got mine sticking there a bit there, so it's up to you which way you decide to swing it. And that's why I didn't do that one, because it really is pretty obvious and super easy. So the swing card, or shall I say the step card that we did yesterday, take that one out of the picture, was this one. And I got really confused with it, but there you go. And here's the disaster that I did yesterday. All my gluing came unstuck, and I forgot to put the panel down here. And this bit here, I think, is what confused me. And on the actual designer's page, it's meant to do that. It does stick out. And the reason for that is it because it gives you bigger steps. Right, so if we don't like that, how are we going to hide that today? Well, there's a saying, isn't there? If you don't like something, put a bow on it, and then it becomes more obviously part of the design. So that's what I did. I've tied a little bow to put on today's. Right, so there's the disaster, and now we're going to make a good one. So I'll just move that out of the way. I have already die cut my pieces, and this is the base. And as I showed yesterday, the first thing you need to do is to fold that in half. So you take it point to point. Make sure you've got it accurate. Go down with your finger and then just score it. So you've got that piece perfectly folded in half now. And then this was the bit that kind of confused me. It was the pulling it up and the folding it. And as you can see, the score lines are there. So let's do that. Right, it's about teasing it along the emboss line. And I hope I'm getting in good and close today. So there's that one. There's that one. We're not really sort of like crushing it down to its absolute position just yet. And then there is that one. Flip it over and we can push that up. I hope everything's on camera. And then we're going to push that one. Find your score line again and push on that one. And then you've got your 3 steps. Once you've done that, then you can go in with it laid nice and flat and use your bone folder to finish those edges neatly. Can you see that? That's how it's supposed to go. And then you have your score line here, and that folds up to meet you as well. So we're just going to fold that along there and score that. So now you've got your step. Now the way that it goes is like that. Your card will stand up with your steps on top, just like that. So when you're presenting it, that's what you've got to look for. Now you get panels to put here, and if you're going to use pattern paper, you've got to remember which direction your card is going. So I've cut some words out just to explain that, and you need to make sure that it's facing the right way, because if you'd have put that in with your words the wrong way, that would have frustrated you. So that will go onto there like that. so your words are the correct way around, and then onto there like that. It's a very, very easy mistake to make, but not one you want to make if it's your last nice piece of paper, if you know what I mean. So we're going to put this together before I put it onto the base. So I'm just going to use my Dollar Tree glue, go all around the edge, and I'm going to stick it down, give myself an accurate margin to what I have at the top of it, and I think that's pretty accurate, so that you've now got that piece decorated. Now my Dollar Tree glue, it does take a couple of minutes to completely set, and as you saw yesterday, what I did was I went and sort of like opened and closed my card before it was dry, and had a complete disaster. Right, and then this bit pops up here. Once again, you want to achieve a relatively accurate border all the way around. Squish it flat, let it dry, and if you missed your corner piece, just go in with your needle tip bottle and squeeze just a little bit of glue under there and stick that down. Right, I'm going to let my glue dry, show that up there, and I'm going to come back. Okay, so the glue is nice and dry on that, and then for my other pieces which go here, I've used the Echo Park Easter pack here. I'm creating that to put there at what will be the bottom of the steps, and then making sure your images are the correct way around. I've used just little snippets from a small piece here, and that is what is going to go on the tops of my steps. So I'll glue this one down, and then I'll run away so I'm not using up huge amounts of your time, and I'll just glue those little square pieces on the top. Right, so glue is on. Once again, you want an accurate border, so just kind of like swizzle it around until you're happy with where everything is. Make sure that you've got it straight. I think that's straight, and then just press it down. Right, I'm just going to glue these squares in those positions exactly where you see them, and I'll be back. Okay, right, the glue is all dry on those little pieces, and I pop those up there, and you can see now that you've got your inner, and I probably didn't put enough glue on that piece there. No, I didn't. Let me just go in there with my Dollar Tree. Just put the point of your bottle in there and just squeeze a drop in, and it will squeeze. And then I'll just take the excess off with my finger. Right, so that's had some more glue on it. You can of course use a tape roller if you've got one of those. But that is now the inside of your card. Now here is the back panel that we folded in half, and this needs to go into here. Now you need to measure it accurately all the way around in order to get it to look nice. So you need to be able, whoops, to just push it around. Use these corner pieces as your points of reference, and then you're going to fold it and see how it goes. So if I drop that down just a little bit more, I start to see how it's going to open and close. Right, so where you want to put your glue is all the way up to the step area here, all the way around. And that's how you want to do it on that section when you flipped it over. And then on this section, you want to go all the way down, follow that design, plenty on, and you're not going to close it until it's dry. Right, let me turn this around so that I can get it where I can see it. I'm just going to lay that down now where I've got a nice looking border. And it looks accurate. Let's have a look at that. So you can actually see more on camera than I can. So that is that piece gone to there, and I can see the depth of the border. And then I'm going to flip it up and I'm going to slide it forward until I've got it right where I want it here. Got to make sure that it's square. Like I say, use this point as your point of reference so that you know you're getting it accurate. And I'm going to squeeze that down. I'm going to flip that over and stick that down. Okay. Right, I'm going to come back when this glue is dry. Okay, the glue's all dry, and as you can see, that's how it maneuvers and will close now. Now that's the bit that I said that I didn't personally find attractive, even though it's part of the actual design. So if you open your steps up, and I've put a couple of glue dots on here, I'm just going to quite literally put a bow on it. So that when it's closed now, tuck that tail down, it kind of, when you're giving it, it sort of looks like it has a purpose, if you know what I mean, because there's a pretty little bow there. So now I've got a bow on my steps, and I'm going to grab my glue, because I cut a couple of little eggs and a little greeting, and I'm going to pop those down on there. So just a little bit of glue on there. I'm going to set it off at a jaunty angle onto there. I'm going to do the same with that, which is why I stamped the Easter greeting on a skew. And I'm just going to pop that there so that even though my egg's on a skew, the Easter greeting is facing the correct way, which is like that. And so that is how I have solved that. So for that bit, which is absolutely correct and part of the design, I would say just put a bow on it. And in fact, I'm going to get another glue dot and pop it on that tail, because I don't like the way that it's sticking out. So I'm just going to stick that right down there. There you go. Now the bow is all in place, nice and tidy. It's a great little Easter bow. Matches all of the colours in there. There you've got your Easter greetings, and it closes. It looks pretty when it's coming out of the envelope. And that is how it goes. Right. I think I made up for yesterday's disaster now. And I hope that you enjoyed that. Right. I am going to be up tomorrow with a KLJ UYP design team haul, which is quite large. There may be 1 or 2 projects in there. And then on Friday, yep, we're getting there already, it's going to be more KLJ UYP projects. You have an absolutely awesome day. As usual, all links below. Bye.